Hi guys, it's Lenny. I just want to do a quick video, just a quick review of a book series that I've read. It's called The Warrior of Rome. It is by Harry Sidebottom. I find it very good. It's a very interesting read, and it is very well delivered. It is basically set in the third century crisis of the Roman Empire. Um, and it follows the story of a man called Ballista, who is in the service of the Roman Empire. Um, he is a political hostage from the tribe of the Angles, which, if you don't know, is part of the tribe of the Anglo-Saxons that came to Britain. But this is obviously set a couple of hundred years before that invasion. Basically, yeah, it follows his story. And the first book, it's basically he's being sent to the Middle East to fight the Persians at I forgot what the town was called now, but yeah. So basically, he gets sent with a small contingent of troops to go to Syria and to basically hold the city from Persian invasion. Um, and I won't let you know what happens after that, but basically it just follows his story throughout several years. I think it's several years in this story. So there's about 6 books. Yes, and along the way, you basically meet. He has a wife called Julia, and 2 sons. One's Dernhelm, and the other is a Sandgrim. And you basically follows his relationship with those, and more importantly, it follows the relationship of 3 of his friends. His personal slave, which was given to him, I think, called Demetrius, who is a Greek boy, and then his the other 2 is Calgacus, who is from Caledonia, which of course is modern Scotland, and Maximus from Hibernia, so Ireland. And I find it interesting because when you think about it, Ballista, Angle, kind of English, Calgacus, Scottish, Maximus, Irish. I wonder if that, the British Isles. I wonder if that was made deliberately, because these 3 are like very close friends throughout the series of the books. So I wonder if that's deliberate. But yeah, basically, it follows these 3 characters. Maximus is a someone who that was rescued by Ballista from the arena, and it's only briefly mentioned in the book. So you don't actually see like the whole story behind it, which I find very interesting, because it means that there's a whole universe throughout the series that's very interesting, because you only go because Ballista's been in the service of Rome for many years at this point, but the story, and yeah, so yeah, he gets sent to fight the Persians, and then after he's done with the Middle East, which I think takes up about 2 or 3 books, something like that, he gets sent up to the Caucasus, so like modern Georgia, and it just follows the story along. And I think then after that he gets sent back home to the Angles, and there's like a conflict between him and his people, because obviously he's spent so long time in the service of the Romans that of course there's a bit of conflict there. But also like throughout the book series, there's like this rivalry between Ballista and the Goths, because he sunk one of the ships, and I think like without honor, he just kept on firing at them, because they were pirates at the time, and so therefore there's a blood feud between him and the I think it's the Tervingi, and basically yeah, just just follows all these coincidences that he meets up with like Goths throughout the story, and it's just like, oh, you're Ballista, we got blood feud with you, and all this. But yeah, because like the Goths themselves are a Germanic group as well as the Angles, so they share a very similar culture in the sense that they follow the same old gods. Like you hear Blister mentioning his beliefs such as I'm Woden born, which basically means that his family is of a descent from Woden, which is the which is basically like the leader of the gods in Germanic mythology. Um, Wodenborn, Allfather, that's what they call him. But yeah, it's very interesting series of books, and I think that Harry Sidebottom, I think he has a master's degree in the subject, and he really does just bring to life this time in history, and I wouldn't be surprised if his descriptions are very accurate to the actual time period that it's set in, because across the 3rd century, this is a time when emperors were coming and going. But yeah, it and sort of like the main emperors that sent him over to the Middle East is Valerian and Gallienus, his son Gallienus, and it doesn't only just follow them, because after that there's the usurpers Macrianus the elder, Macrian, well, more Macrianus the younger, and his brother Quatus. But I think Macrianus the elder is sort of like the power behind the throne as such. And but also covers the series of books. It covers the rise of the Gallic Empire in the west, which was basically some emperor, well, general, I think, in the west, in Gaul and Britannia, rose up and founded his own empire, which lasted for many years actually. And also you consider in the east, I don't know if I didn't get, I don't think I've read the last book too much, but I don't think they've covered yet the rise of the empire in the east, which was the Palmyran Empire. But it does go somewhat in it, and it was Odenathus who fought off the Sassanids, and became known as the King of Kings in Syria. So then that's what became the founding of his wife, to basically declare their son to be the emperor, and therefore that was something else that later a Roman emperor had to deal with. Yeah, it's a very interesting story, I must say, and it's a shame that he hasn't made any more. Not too many other books. I don't think he's made any more books on that series, and it is a shame, because I was really getting into it, and he does such a good job of conveying this story, and here's hoping that he continues with it. And I personally have listened to the audiobook, which is really good, because I think it's narrated by Nick Bolton, a guy called Nick Bolton, and he does a really good he does a really good job of giving his own characteristics to these characters, and they all have their own accents and voices, and it's brilliant how he does it, and I enjoyed it. So I think it's on YouTube, so if you can look it up and get a listen if you want, or you could buy the books and let me know. And if you've already read it or listened to it, then let me know what you personally think about it. But yeah, this is Lee. Take care and let me know. Thanks.